Okay, here is me going over an extra review for your quiz. So for number one, if we have a to the 0, b to the negative third, for a equals 5 and b equals 10, you want to first substitute your numbers in. So I have 5 to the 0 power times 10 to the negative third. Remember, anything to the 0 power is the number 1. So I have 1 times 10 to the negative third, but you can't have a negative exponent. So you get 1 over 10 cubed, which is 1 over 1,000 is your final answer. For number 2, you needed to substitute w in. So you get 6 minus 7 to the negative 8. Keep inside parentheses what you get when you subtract. 6 minus 7 is negative 1 to the negative 8, which you need to change to 1 over negative 1 to the positive 8. Remember, the base stays the same. The exponent becomes positive. Which you can simplify this 1 over negative 1 to the 8th. Well, negative 1 to the 8th is just positive 1. So you get 1 over 1, which is just 1. The next one you had to simplify. Negative exponent, he has to go down, he has to come up. So you get b to the positive 4th over w to the positive 6. The next one, I always do my separation. 3 times x to the negative second times y to the 0. All of this multiplication is over 1. So I think to myself, well, x to the negative second is the only one that has to move down. And I know that y to the 0 is technically the number 1. So I have 3 times 1 that stayed in the numerator, and x squared moves to the denominator, so I get positive 3 over x squared as my final answer. To write this as a power of 10, this needs to be a 1, I apologize. So we have 0.00000001. So you have to move the decimal until you get to 1. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's technically 1 times 10 to the 8th, but just the power of 10 is 10 to the 8th. Find the value of 15.7 times 10 to the 5th. Remember, that means 5 right. So you get 15.7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plug in your zeros. You get 157. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put your commas in, and you get 1,570,000. For the next one, the closest star to Earth is Proxima Centauri, which is 4.3 light years away. 1 light year is 5.88 times 10 to the 12th miles. How far is the star from the Earth? Write your answer in scientific notation and standard form. Well, if 1 light year is 5.88 times 10 to the 12th, and it's 4.3 light years, we have to multiply. So you get 5.88 times 10 to the 12th times 4.3. So I'm just going to go ahead and multiply my 5.88 and my 4.3. And you get 25.285 times 10 to the 12th. But this number has to be between 1 and 10, which it's not. So originally I had to go 12 right. But I have to move the decimal left one. If I have to move it left, now instead of going 12 right, I have to go 13 because I have to go further to get to the final answer. So I get 2.5285 times 10 to the 13th in scientific notation. Then for standard form, I would just take it and take my decimal and move it. 2.5285 and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Fill in your zeros, and then you would want to rewrite the number. For the next one, remember this negative 6 has an exponent of 1. So you distribute the exponent, but if your negative's inside parentheses, it stays inside parentheses. 1 times 2 is 2. W to the 6 times 2 is 12. Now negative 6 times negative 6 is positive 36. W to the 12. Our next question, we have two distributions. We have a to the first and b to the first. So we're going to do that exponent and this exponent at the same time. So we get a squared, b squared, times 3 times 3 is a to the 9th, b to the 12th. Now we can rearrange it. A squared times a to the 9th times b squared times b to the 12th. Now we can just add our two exponents. We get a to the 11th, b to the 14th. No negatives. We are good to go. For this one here, I'm going to mark it off because I'm going to do my subtraction, and 8 stays the same. There's nothing down here for the numbers to simplify. So I have 8, 3 minus 3 is x to the 0, 5 minus 1, this has an exponent of 1, is y to the 4th, all over just 1. X to the 0 is 1, so we get 8 times 1, y to the 4th, which is just 8y to the 4th. This one here, remember, if you have a negative on the outside, you can just flip. So let's go ahead, and first actually I'm going to do my division inside, and I'm going to do my 2 minus 1 is just a to the first. 5 minus 6 is b to the negative first, to the negative second. Well, I guess we don't even have to worry about flipping, we can just distribute. Get a to the negative second, b to the positive second. All of this is over 1, so a squared goes down, b squared stays, and we get b squared over a squared as our final answer. This one, oh, definitely just take it, flip it, 4 thirds to the positive third, which you can do this one of two ways. Both of these has an exponent of 1, so distribute it to both, and you get 4 cubed over 3 cubed, which 4 cubed is 64, 3 cubed is 81, and we're done. Last but not least, we are going to do some division. So I'm going to take this and bring it underneath. 2 times 10 to the 5th divided by 5 times 10 to the 5th. Well, 2 divided by 5, or 2/5, is 0.4 times 10 to the 0. So I had to go 0 right, but 0.4 is not in scientific notation. I needed to go 1 right. If I had to go 0, I moved 1, so now I'm at 4 times 10 to the negative first.